Welcome back, everyone. Sara Jane Parsons is an Austin-based mouth painting artist whose work is absolutely incredible. I can't wait to show you some of it today. We're happy to have her with us to discuss her inspirations and her achievements. So first of all, Sara Jane, good morning.
Good morning, Rosie. Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. Let's talk a little bit about your story, if you wouldn't mind, and how you became a mouth painting artist of all things.
Well, I was a child of the 70s, so I grew up doing a lot of arts and crafts, like tie-dye, batik, macrame, and I did a lot of textile work, but I never thought of myself as someone who could draw or paint. However, after an car accident in 1984, that left me paralyzed from the shoulders down, I really didn't know what to do with myself.
Sure.
And I needed a creative outlet. So lucky for me, I had a very good junior high art teacher who decided it would be good for us to go to a one-day watercolor workshop and learn how to paint flowers. And like I said, not thinking I could draw or paint, I was like, okay, sure, I'll go. And neither of us enjoyed the workshop that much. However, I learned that by holding a pencil or pen, a brush, in the left side of my mouth, I'm right-handed, but I like to say I'm left-jawed, and I can draw, and I can paint, and I haven't stopped since.
Oh, that's absolutely incredible. Not only that, but you picked a pretty tricky medium, because watercolor is, something we've covered on this show before. It is not the easiest to work with. You kind of have to think backwards with what you're doing.
Well, I just like the ease and fluidity of it, and also that it's something I can do really quite independently, because someone can set me up with my pad, my paints, my water, and no matter when during the day I can just go and start painting, touch something up. Back at home, I keep my painting in my living space, so
wow.
I'll be looking at it, who knows when, and be like, oh, I need to touch that up here, need to do that there.
So the painting can happen at any time.
Exactly.
Yeah, which is wonderful. I do want to ask about what inspires your work, because looking at some of your pieces, I've seen portraits, I've seen movement, I've seen still life. Is it just, the whole gamut that you run?
Well, I'm inspired by things that are close at hand. And that's people that are in my life and that I dearly love. That's just the simple beauty that I see around me. I love flowers, so you see a lot of florals in my work. Still lifes, I've really gotten into. I did a whole series of food. I like to eat and I like to cook good food, so I did a whole series just on foods I regularly eat.
I can agree with you on the eating. I'm not so great at the cooking, but I think some of the pictures that folks are able to see at home, they can see some of those food pictures, and they're just absolutely gorgeous. And you actually brought a little demonstration for us today. I had never seen mouth painting before seeing you today. So talk to me a little bit about your setup, and then we'll let you go for it.
It took a while to figure out what, would be ideal. My brother-in-law made me this little paintbrush holder, because it's nice to have access to more than one size brush.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just keeping my brushes in this little vase, and the poor little brush ends were getting all kinked and bent.
Oh yeah, waiting in that water.
Yeah, exactly. So that was really helpful, and I ended up figuring out, taping dowels so I wasn't crunching through the ends of my paintbrushes and having to buy new paintbrushes all the time. So
you've MacGyvered this.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, it's definitely set up for me.
Awesome. Well, if you don't mind, I'll have you move forward, and you've got a little wreath that you're working on, perfect for the holidays.
I was cold yesterday. It put me in the holiday spirit. So I just started working on this yesterday.
The fact that you can even talk to me while you're doing some painting is absolutely fantastic. And such precision with your brush, it's just absolutely beautiful. And I know the precision has come with time, right?
Yeah, definitely. But also.
Beautiful. As I'm watching you paint here, I want to make sure that I brag on you a little bit because you're part of an organization, MFPA. It's a for-profit organization that helps mouth and foot painting artists. And you were selected for MFPA's 2026 calendar. You got January, which is your birthday month. And you have, yeah.
It makes me so happy.
Oh, it's a beautiful scene. Can you tell me what the name of the birds are?
They're chickadees.
Chickadees.
I spent a good part of my growing up time in Minnesota, and they're a very common winter bird there.
Oh.
And my brother actually took the reference photos, so I took 3 different photos and placed those birds on some branches that I made up of a white pine.
That's amazing. I'm just going to scoot this a little bit so our audience can see a little bit better. The addition that she just made was down here, absolutely gorgeous, and you can see even shading within the holly leaves, which is really, really cool. And MFPA, can you talk to me just a little bit more about the organization and why it's so important?
Well, it stands for Mouth and Foot Painting Artists, and it has been an absolute blessing. It gives artists like me around the world, there's about 750 of us, the ability to be independent, have purpose in life, be fulfilled in our work, and also to be a part of a community of other people who are like us, who are going through our days a little bit differently than your average person.
Absolutely. And this is the time of the year to really support y'all because stationery, greeting cards, puzzles, that sort of thing.
Calendars, everything.
You name
Gift
it.
wrap, note cards. I'm hoping, like, my idea in starting this little painting was that it would be a cute little gift tag for a Christmas present.
Oh my gosh. Well, you're absolutely right. It's gorgeous work. I'm so impressed. And Sara Jane, thank you for sharing with us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. All right, guys, see more of Sara's work at sarajaneparsons.com and buy your 2026 calendar with Sara Jane's January feature at mfpausa.com.